celebrity picker on College Game Day, right? And I heard the scuttlebutt. I think Feinbaum was talking about it, where she had a show in Memphis the night before. So she and her agent just came down to Oxford.
Oxford.
Yeah. So College Game Day, she makes a pick. She's waving corn dogs around. She's giving people a hard time. And I think she was the most entertaining celebrity they've had on there.
Really?
Yeah. Even though she had no idea what she was doing. She was just pandering to the home crowd, which is smart. And she knows how to work a crowd. She has experience with that.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. If you're not a fan of a pretty girl, everyone's like, oh, you're a hater. You just are jealous. You don't think she's, whatever. She's beautiful, but she gets on my last nerve. So whatever. Huh?
I think Herbstreit probably sings better. No, Desmond. Desmond definitely sings better than Katy Perry.
Does he? I don't think that she has a bad singing voice, does she?
Really?
I don't know.
I think the auto-tune doesn't have a bad singing voice.
Well, I don't listen to her regularly. I've heard her songs. Like, my niece will play them on her karaoke machine.
You're telling me that on a lonely night where you're out, Claire, on a Friday night at a bar or a discotheque on karaoke night, that your go-to is not Roar by Katy Perry?
No, it's not.
Baloney.
I couldn't even tell you what the words of that song were.
Baloney. But did you see the pictures of her after the game, after the upset of Alabama?
It was a bit, yeah.
She's out there slamming beers, crowd diving.
Yeah, she was having a good time. She was not playing around. So good for her. Go out and have fun, act like a kid when you're, almost 30 years old.
Yeah, and last point with Ole Miss and Bama, what's your take on storming the field?
People need to be able to control themselves. That's just my own opinion. I've never been a big fan. Let's take it to another level. Like when people are saying, when Ferguson happened in Missouri, right, the riots and everything, people are like, oh, white people don't riot. It's like, so have you gone back and looked at some of the outcomes after hockey championships? Because
or hockey non-championships like in Vancouver.
Right, that too. Woo. White people will riot the heck out of some stuff. And white people will storm a field and knock down some goalposts and get crazy with them. So I think people need to slow their roll and stop judging everybody else, because my people, we do some stupid crap too.
This just saying Claire has been anointed the spokesperson for white people.
There you go. We do stupid crap. That should be our slogan.
And part Cherokee people.
Well, that too. No, I'm Creek. Part Creek.
Oh, whatever. Oh, really? Yeah. That was just a complete shot in the dark.
I'm Creek, actually. A quarter, but whatever. No one cares
you're
about
a creep?
that.
All right.
That too.
Yeah. And I think it is just in the human DNA. Like, it doesn't matter what color, race, creed, religion you are. I think there is something deep down in the DNA that if you're part of a crazy mob, you're going to go with the mob. Maybe it's a survival instinct since strength in numbers, and then you get more courage in numbers. But it is neat to see. I mean, it's very cool to see on the Sports Center highlights, rushing the court after a basketball win or rushing the field. But you're basically putting 10 to 15,000 drunken, inebriated people in a small area very quickly. I'm surprised that there aren't more incidents. Incidents where, a Brolo, this didn't happen, or hadn't seen it happen, but some Brolo from Ole Miss gets in some Bama kid's face, and the Bama kid doesn't take it correctly, or...
Do you think that doesn't happen? Maybe
I think it happens probably a lot more than undocumented, but probably not extreme. But you got to think of the safety for the opposing team, the opposing kids, just everyone involved, like even the officials. I mean, hell, it just takes one person with bad intentions to have that freedom, and something very, very terrible could happen. And it could ruin it for everybody, because I think storming the field is kind of cool.
I think I really have a problem with it. It's like following your basic, whatever human emotion. It takes one person with very low inhibition to go ahead and set that sort of thing off. And then everyone's like, oh, that guy's doing it. Let's go do what that guy's doing, because that looks like fun. So, I don't know. It's just kind of
Yeah, like that drunken
How do
kid
you
who ran onto the field and was slammed by the strength coach that we talked about last week, who ended up losing his academic scholarship. You're not telling me that there weren't a few hundred of those idiots mixed in the Ole Miss Bama one and the Rutgers storm in the fields when they beat Michigan. By the way, that's not even field storming worthy. I think it has to be at least a top 10, if not a top 5 opponent. It can't be Michigan. Okay.
You don't think?
No.
You don't think it can be a team that you've lost to multiple times and you don't feel like
I think it's a
huge deal?
I don't have it in front of me, but I think that was the first time Rutgers and Michigan ever played.
Is it?
Because Rutgers just joined the Big Ten this year, and how often is Michigan going to schedule a team from northern New Jersey?
Well, let's find out. What's the world without knowing things?
To the Google machine. But, yeah, when it can be fun, like especially that couple, like in the end zone of the Ole Miss Bama one, where they're just making out like YOLO, don't cur.
They did not care. His hands were all up in her personal space, and he did not care.
And it was effing hilarious for the goalpost tracker. I think SB Nation did that, where they're having people tweet or email in where the Ole Miss goalposts were. And they were like in bars, they were in apartments, they were all over the place. It was awesome.
I missed that. I should have kept better track of where those goalposts were.
You should.
That's on me. That's on me.
Might have ended up in Shreveport.
Well, yeah, could have. We would have known Shreveport well.
All right, and since we got some filler time, since you're looking up Rutgers and Michigan.
No, I didn't see anything.
All right, so the Aggies game. All right, so it's the first time you ever played. Welcome to the Big Ten. Congratulations, your first Big Ten win. You're going to start with the field against Michigan? I mean, come on, Michigan sucks. Minnesota beat Michigan at the Big House. And how big of a win is it really?
I don't know. Maybe Minnesota has a prouder history than Rutgers does.
Minnesota obviously does because we have 7 claimed national titles, Claire. I don't know if you know that. I don't know if you know that.
Y'all are just all Yankees. I don't know what y'all do up there past the Mason-Dixon line.
Y'all just a bunch of fast-talking Yankees up there.
That's right. That is right. I can't trust none of you guys.
And this fast-talking Yankee is going to throw the break. Right when we come back, we'll bitch about our fantasy teams, talk NFL, and, yeah, lots of good stuff. Claire versus Carlson show, BRB.
BRB.
And we are back. And before we get to the professionals, I just wanted to throw out one more minor league football story, and it has to go back to your Aggies. Did you see that Kyle Allen was the backup quarterback for Texas A&M, was laying down some game on that chick on the sidelines, yo?
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. How do you know he was laying down game? Maybe their parents are friends.
It looked like it, and from her body language, I think she was digging what he was trying to sell. She was buying.
Maybe she was just open to the possibilities, you know? Maybe she wasn't saying, hey, I'm all about this, Kyle Allen. Maybe she was just saying, hi,
maybe she just like, Kenny Trill throws like 7 more interceptions. This guy could be the guy. Because it was a pretty close run thing in spring ball, wasn't it, between Hill and Allen?
Yep, it was very close.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So,
And also, all right, so random, good-looking chicks on the sidelines. Have you ever noticed, and you probably will after this, but there's always a good-looking collegiate, must be like a manager of some sort, that is always following the head coach. No matter where he goes, she's just shadowing him. I don't know what she does, but she just follows him.
you think she's like a trainer or something?
I don't think it's a trainer. I think it's like a student manager or something like that. Because I could see it back in the day where they would like roll up the cord from the coach's headset when it was still wired and stuff. But
Right.
I don't know what they do now, but every single shot of a college head coach on the sidelines, there is a good-looking, aesthetically pleasing young lady standing near him.
I have no idea what that could be. Who are those people?
You just watch now, because it'll hold true. It'll hold water. That dog's going to hunt.
Then I will definitely be watching from here on out.
Good.
That was a big shock.
All right, so going from aesthetically pleasing to the absolutely fugly, my fantasy team. My fantasy team scored a combined 40.94 points this week.
Are you in a PPR league?
No,
or like a
standard
quarterback?
scoring.
Okay, is it like a quarterback-friendly league, a defense-friendly league? What kind of league is it?
No, it's standard standard scoring all over the place, 12-team league, and I scored a 40-burger.
Dude, awful.
I was up against Peyton Manning, and if my opponent had only started Peyton Manning, I would have won by 8 points.
Oh. Well, since people don't usually only start a quarterback, you were screwed from the get-go.
I was boned.
Totally.
And plus what pissed me off, too, is I was trying to trade him for Brian Quick, and he refused to trade me because we were playing that week, and then Quick goes off for 20-some points.
2 touchdowns, right? Mm-hmm.
2 touchdowns, 87 yards, and...
and a very, very sad Andy.
Yeah, but I am pulling off some trades. I am making moves. I don't want to disclose them now because I know that a couple of people in our league actually listen and are cats who download our podcast all willy-nilly. But, yeah, I am trying to move on up. I was set behind because 2 years ago I traded my 4th and 5th round picks for Doug Martin, which is very stupid as this is a keeper league. But, whatevs.
At the time, it sounded like something major.
It did.
I feel
it did. But I am improving my team slowly but surely. I do have Adrian Peterson just chilling because this is a keeper league, and I think next year he's going to be on a different team, and Adrian is going to be pissed off, and he's going to be a monster again. And I have no moral judgments, especially when it comes to fantasy. Like if Ray Rice wasn't garbage, I might pick him up.
Well, it's not like I don't think he's directly making any income or benefiting from him being on your fantasy team. Am I correct? Yeah.
I don't know.
Usually.
I don't know. When Ray Rice gets a second chance, which he will because this is America and we love second chances. I mean, Michael Vick got a second chance. And then when he's coming up on potential endorsement deals, they'd be like, are you on Andy Carlson's fantasy team?
Right.
Yes, I am. Deal.
Yep.
Sold.
It'll be kind of major. So that just might be the thing that gives Ray Rice back into people's good graces. You never know.
I see, but I got hope. I just traded for Kelvin Benjamin, and I think he's going to be a superstar. I traded for DeAndre Hopkins, which he kind of let me down, but I still have hope in Nuke. Is that right?
That's right. Except for there's no E on the end, but
All right, so it's just Nuck?
Well, his family has called him that apparently forever because when he was a kid, those were the type of pacifiers that his mama gave him. That was a brand.
Nuckies?
Nukes. They're pronounced nukes.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, and so it became a nickname, and it stuck with him.
All right, so I just need your boy Nux to step up and Cordarrelson to get his head out of his ass and Jerick McKinnon to finally win the starting job, and I'll be in good shape.
You're just those things. That's all. No big deal.
Just those things. And, if the Vikings can trade Adrian to, say, the Raiders or somebody, and then maybe he gets on the field later in the season in time for the playoffs.
Yes. You're not going to make the playoffs, babe.
Oh, shut up. Hey, I'm 2-3. I'm still in the hunt. The leader of my division is 3-2, and I just need to win my division, and that's fine.
Okay, whatever.
Whatever.
Good luck.
All right, so how about you and your 17 leagues, huh? Why don't you lay some positivity on me?
I have 5 teams, and okay, there's one game left this week
Uh-huh.
that affects me. And in that game, I will